Hi there, I'm Scott Lane, Game Director on New World, an upcoming open-world MMO from Amazon Games. In New World, you'll be up against the haunted wilderness of Eternum, a mysterious island set in the twilight of the Age of Exploration. There's going to be massive siege battles and thrilling supernatural invasions, all of this in the midst of a stunning and diverse island. Before we go any further, I'd like to give you a little bit of background on the island, the characters, and what to expect while you're navigating Eternum. You start your journey as the navigator aboard a ship destined for Eternum, who survives a terrible crash and awakens to a strange new world. It's full of both wonder and horror. You find yourself immortal, but you quickly learn there are fates far worse than death. The humans of this lost continent are in a constant struggle against themselves and a threat growing in power, the corrupted. Eternum is a supernatural island with an eternal conflict that causes shifts in its balance of power. The corrupted, the lost, and the angry Earth are in a constant struggle for control. This conflict is at the root of our universe. Over the last century, the pendulum has swung in favor of the corrupted with the rise of the Tempest, the architect of an apocalypse that seeks to unmake life here and target the old world next. Only you, the player, are capable of uniting the warring human factions to face your common enemy that is hell-bent on taking over the world. There's a mixture of main story quests and side quests that lead the player on their journey through Eternum, where the central question is, what is the price of eternal life? On your adventures, you'll meet characters who have adapted, struggled, and succumbed to the power of this place. You'll discover ancient secrets, make powerful allies and enemies, as well as learn that not all is as it seems on Eternum. Last summer, thousands of players joined us for a preview of New World, and they offered us a ton of great feedback. What we heard most was that players wanted to see more mid and endgame content, as well as more opportunities for PvE. That's exactly where we focused our efforts. We're excited to show you some of that today. To bring more PvE content to our players, we introduced Expeditions. These are 5-player instanced experiences that take you into the darkest corners of Eternum. You'll face extreme challenges, expose the angry Earth's hidden agendas, reveal the threat behind the lost. You'll dig into the mystery of the ancients, and you'll uncover more about the source of the corruption. Your team will need skill and coordination to overcome these challenges. Each expedition has unique mechanics, bosses, and loot, and each one has its own story to tell. We'll have 6 expeditions in the game at launch, and here's a look at a few of them. AMRINE Excavation, the first expedition you'll encounter in New World, takes place in a dig site just west of AMRINE Temple. This is where famed archaeologist Simon Gray and his team have gone missing. Your party's going to need to venture into the depths of the dig site to discover what happened to them and to the ancient technology they unearthed. You'll encounter the Empress of Ebonscale in the Dynasty Shipyard. She's been building a fleet of warships and must be defeated for the safety of Eternum and the world. In the Garden of Genesis, one of our endgame expeditions, you'll explore the garden where the angry Earth are born. The garden has been infected with a mysterious blight that must be stopped before it spreads to the rest of Eternum. You'll need to face the garden's protectors in order to purge the blight and begin the garden restoration. These expeditions are just a sample of what we'll have in at launch, and there will be much more to come in the future.
We've also added 2 new zones to New World since preview. First, we have Ebonscale Ridge, filled with lush wetlands, majestic waterfalls, and towering cliffs. It's a mysterious area in the northwest of the map, home to an exiled empress named Taiyang. A bright young woman once destined for greatness, the empress is now building an army of corrupted forces to reclaim her lineage and her rightful claim to the throne. Rickwater is a rundown fishing village overrun with brutes, pirates, and the other undeads. Originally imagined as New Venice, the settlement was built on the submerged ruins of an ancient residential district, but quickly overtaken by the Siren Queen and her flotilla, capturing the remaining settlers of Rickwater into her crew. Of course, a mysterious supernatural island wouldn't be complete without some villains. One of the most recognizable faces in New World is that of the red-eyed woman wearing a glowing amulet as she overlooks the island. As you may have already guessed, she is one of the most challenging enemies you will encounter in Eternum. Her name is Isabella. Countless warriors have tried to seize the amulet from the heart of the land, but every time they were overmatched by the corrupted and the island's powers and turned into the corrupted themselves. The Siren Queen is a figure that many will come to know after visiting the shore of Rickwater. Much about the Siren Queen is yet to be revealed. I don't want to spoil too much, but I can say that she and her crew originally arrived at the island seeking to create a new land in which all people could be equal. And somewhere along the way, she lost her soul. So we'll leave it at that, and I hope you enjoy your first encounter with her as you explore what Rickwater has to offer. In Abanscale Ridge, you will come face to face with a ruler like none you've ever seen before, the Empress. After fleeing her homeland and her envious half-brothers who sat her throne, she arrived in Eternum alongside her loyal followers. Now she continues to cultivate the island's power and transform her loyal followers into her own army with the intent of returning home to exact her revenge. When the first explorers came to Eternum, it was unoccupied. But over the time, the explorers, or what's left of them, have populated the island. Little is known about the ancients, but you will see evidence of their long ago existence on this island, and perhaps over time you will learn more. The corrupted are immortal and twisted servants of an ancient and mysterious force of madness and destruction. The lost are soulless, immortal, undead beings, caught between life and death in an endless cycle of pain and torment. From the mindless, withered corpses to powerful ghosts fueled by elemental rage, the lost are a constant reminder that eternal life still has a price that must be paid. The angry earth are a pure expression of nature infused with the power of Ajath. They are wise and docile creatures, but fearsome and powerful guardians of the natural world when provoked.
Skill-based, action-oriented combat is at the core of New World. In New World, your positioning, timing, and aim all make a difference. And our classless combat system means the weapons you choose will define your playstyle. As you use a weapon, you'll begin to master it, and you can further customize your weapon by choosing which abilities you want to specialize in. You can also select from a variety of passive benefits that affect the tactics of combat. At launch, we'll have 11 weapon types, including our newest addition, the Ice Gauntlet, which harnesses the elemental power of ice for powerful magic attacks. The weapon options in New World are especially interesting because of the Age of Exploration setting. Gunpowder has emerged, but it hasn't yet become dominant, so New World offers a great mix of melee weapons, ranged weapons, and magic weapons. As Scott mentioned, expeditions are designed for groups of 5 players. Teamwork will be required to make your way through, solving puzzles and battling challenging bosses. When you enter an expedition, you'll want to make sure you have a healer who can restore your party's health, and a tank to hold aggro and control the flow of battle, and some friends ready to quickly dispatch the enemies. And don't worry, New World still has all the PvP that players have come to know and love. Whether you're challenging a rival in a duel, competing in a 20v20 outpost rush, or jumping into an all-out 50v50 war, or just enjoying some friendly combat in the open world, there are plenty of opportunities to test your mettle against other players. I hope you've enjoyed getting a closer look at expeditions and some of the other new features in New World. Our closed beta will begin on July 20th. You can pre-order to secure a spot in the closed beta or sign up at our website, newworld.com, for a chance to get in. On August 31st, New World will launch for PC. The launch is just the beginning. We have a lot of plans for future content that we think you're going to love. We'll share more on our post-launch roadmap later this summer. Before we wrap up today, I'd like to thank those of you who joined us in the alpha or preview. Your feedback has helped us shape New World, and we want to keep hearing it. Together, we can make Eternum a place that you won't want to leave. We can't wait to see you there.